I was at that relationship conference with the Gottman Institute, January of this year. And the guy was talking, he was just like, yo, you have two types of people in relationship. You have disasters of relationship and you have masters of relationship. Here's the difference between masters and disasters of relationships, right? Specific, one of them has high expectations for the relationship and the other one doesn't. And his question to us was, which one of the two has high expectations for the relationship? Is it the masters or the disasters? Just based on how he asked us and how much time he gave us to answer, kind of like I did with you guys, I just had to make a split decision based on the information that he provided. He didn't give us that much clarity. And so I put what Arsenio put, I put disasters in the relationship. Why? Because I remember having super high expectations for my partner and just like things didn't really go the way that I wanted them to go. It's actually the masters of relationships that have higher expectations. So what's the difference? He's just like, what happens is masters of relationships have higher expectations for themselves and their partner. Disasters of a relationship, they may start off with those higher expectations, but once their needs aren't getting met, eventually they kind of start lowering their expectations of themselves and of their partner. So now they start giving themselves a pass. They're looking at what their partner is not doing right. And then they start to develop the belief that they're never going to figure it out. And it's just like, if they're not going to figure it out, why should I put forth the effort? And it's just like slowly, but surely, you go into the cycle of doom. And the reason that I bring this up is because it relates completely to our goals. Because what's the challenge? Like, what gives somebody the heart and the courage to set high expectations for themselves and for their partner is all faith. So one of the other thing that the guy mentioned while we were at that event, narcissist, but essentially he was talking about them and he was just like, yo, they can never do wrong. And he was just like, yo, people talk a lot about insecurities, but everybody has insecurities because there's no real security in life except the security that we create within ourselves, right? And he says, what's challenging about relationships is here's a relationship, right? Most of us want to go into relationships. Why? Because we want love, we want to be cared for, we want to feel good, whatever reasons. Like, think of your reasons why you went into a relationship. Like, what were you looking for in a relationship? Like, what were you hoping to gain? Because what happens with relationships, one of the analogies Tony Robbins likes to use is like in the beginning of the relationship, we can't wait to get into the relationship. But I know for a fact, Rodney's had this experience, and CJ, you've had this experience. And when you get into the relationship, as it goes longer, you're like, fuck, why am I in this relationship? Based on the particular experience. So it's just like, yo, I went in hoping to get one thing, and then things didn't go according to plan. And as a result of things then not going according to plan, I started to question whether I should be in this relationship or not. And it kind of made me want to leave. And mad love and respect to everybody that's here, because you guys didn't leave. You kind of like figured it out. This is my assertion based off my personal experience and what people have told me. In relationships, it brings up a lot of insecurities because you're dealing with another human being. Am I good enough? Do they really value me? Do they respect me? Do they care about me? And if the answer to that is no, what do you feel internally?
That you want to leave.
Because why? Two deepest fears of human beings. One, that we're not enough. And if we're not enough, we won't be loved. So nowhere in our life does that happen except in relationships where it's just like, generally, whenever we're not getting what we want from our partner, as a man, I'm just like, yo, I'm not making enough money. I'm not spending enough time with my kids. I'm not meeting whatever need she has. And if I'm not enough, she's not going to love me. So now I got to overcompensate so that she can love me. And so what most people don't want, generally, that are not married or that get married and leave married, they don't want that feeling of insecurity. So it's just like, yo, I'd rather not be in a relationship.